Hello everyone, welcome back to the tutorial part of the session 6 of the CAD CAE Bootcamp. And within this this part of the video, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go and practice the 3D modeling techniques we already learned using the features in the Solidworks, and we're gonna put it to the practice to see how we'll be able to implement those once we will be asked to create 3D models. So let's begin the first tutorial. So in the first tutorial, hopefully you remember that we were doing something similar in the Siemens Annex, and now we're gonna try it using the SolidWorks. So in order to do that, I have to start from a base first, because that would be the easier option. So I can make that part of the model, which I have the information there. I'm gonna make these technical drawing bigger, so hopefully it would be easier for you to read that. And then once I made that one, I'm gonna extrude it, and then on that face I'm gonna start sketching a base of that cylinder, extrude that one. So I'm gonna make a 2D a sketch of a circle, extrude it, and they're gonna apply a hole there and a hole here. Hopefully we're gonna try the patterns as well, and then continue with that. So let's open the SolidWorks and start making this model. So in order to do that, what I need to do here, so you can see here I have to make a base, and that's the length of is 105, and we will have the fillets on the sides. So the fillets, I can do it within the 2D sketch, or I can do it within the 3D. So it completely depends on you. I prefer to do it within 2D because it would be easier, and you can see I have it as a 4 fillets on the side with a radius of 20, and then I will have an extrude of 12, as you can see here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a new file using the Control and N. It's a part, and I'm gonna click on OK. And I need to make a 2D sketch, so I'll move from the features and I click on a sketch, click on a sketch again, and I have to pick up the plane I want to start working with. You can go with a top plane or front plane in this case. Let me go with previous time we went with the front plane, if in case you want to get exactly that shape in here. So I'm gonna go with the front plane, and what I will do, I'm gonna go and make a rectangle, but this time I prefer to use the center rectangle because I want to have it like that. So I'm gonna keep the coordination system in the middle. And what I need to do, I need to make a dimension. So it's a 105 by 105, and hopefully you now remember I have two options. I can either give dimension for this one, or I can use the relations and then make these two equal length, so we'll get the equal length on all sides. I finished that one, and what I need to do, I need to apply the fillet. So it's a sketch fillet, and I will pick up this one, and I will pick that one as radius was 20 for remember. And so it's also this one and that one. It's this one and this one, this one and this one. So I'm gonna do it in one go. Everything seems to be fine, so I'm gonna click on exit a sketch. And now what I'm going to do, I'm gonna go to features, click on extrude boss, and you can see that I got the extrude, and I need to extrude it by 12. So it's a normal extrude, which is a technically blind extrude, and with a length of 12 millimeter, and that's it. So you already make the base, and what I need to do, I need to go and continue with the cylindrical part. So in here you have the information for the cylinder. So as you can see here, it says the radius is 22 for that bigger circle, and I need to extrude it by 96. So what I will do, I will go here and I will click on the sketch, pick up the 2D sketch, and pick up that plane as the plane I want to operate. I'm gonna do a Control and A to make it normal too. And I'm gonna make a circle exactly in the middle. In order to do that, I'm trying to find the midpoint in here. That's the midpoint. I'm gonna do the same thing in here as well. That's the midpoint. So now if I move on, you can see that the coordination system that I have, it is exactly in the middle. So try to make sure actually it is exactly in the middle, because it might not be okay. Let me have a look. Yeah, it is in the center. So, and we'll leave it there. And I need to apply the dimension for it, which was the let me double check again whether it was the radius or the radius was 22, so it become 44, and I'm gonna click on OK. So hopefully, if you remember, even if you want to go with the radius, absolutely fine. You can go in here. So let me show it to you. You can go to the leaders, and in here you can change that one, change it to the radius, for instance, if in case you prefer to have it as a radius. Let me do it this way, and click OK and exit the sketch. So what I need to do, I need to go to the features, and what I will do, I will click on the extrude, and I need to extrude it by the 96. So something is really important. Make sure actually you click on the merge result. Otherwise, you will end up with the two different bodies together, and then that will cause a problem for you once you go with the assembly or do a machining or do analysis. You need to have one single body once you finish your model. So make sure you merge them and click OK. So I will have one single body, and I do have a cylinder extrude in the middle. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go through and then apply the hole that I have in the model, basically in the middle of the model. So even instead of this hole, because I'm gonna leave that one at the end, so I'm gonna apply all the holes together. So I think that would be better to start with this part. And in order to do that, let me check that what information I have. You can see the width of it is 30, and I will have extrude by the amount of 76. So basically that part gonna give me the information. So what I need to do, I need to go to the sketch in here, click on the 2D sketch or sketch, pick up this surface as where I want to operate. I'm gonna click on a Control and 8, so I will have a normal to view. And what I will do, I will create a line here, and it's the horizontal line. So I will apply the length, which was 30, and I will then make a line from here to there. So I want that actually it just meet there, and I will do one more time in here as well. So what I need to do, I need to apply the relations. So what I need to do, I'm gonna say this then I want to be, let me see whether I can get it. So I can either make this one as a perpendicular with each other, or what I can do, I can make this one as vertical. Is exactly the same thing, doesn't matter. Also vertical as well, and I'm gonna make these two together as the equal length. So what will happen, this one will come exactly in the middle, because these two will be equal, and also both will be vertical. Or we can make them perpendicular with each other, it doesn't matter, it's exactly the same thing. And what I want to do, I want to make an arc exactly between those two. I can either use this one, or I can go with the center point arc. Is the same thing. I'm gonna go with the 3 points. So basically that's the first point, that's the second point, and you can see I got the what I'm looking for. Do you see that? So that's my third point. I'm gonna click on escape. So I make an arc. The reason I've done that, because that arc would help me out to have a closed curve, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to extrude it. So I'm gonna click on exit a sketch. You can have a look that I made a sketch there. So what I just need to do, I need to extrude that. So I will click on feature, click on extrude, and so I'm gonna put it into the opposite direction, and the value of it, I know based on the information that I had there, is basically 76. So something is really important, same as before, make sure the result is merged, otherwise you will end up with different bodies, and click OK. So you can see this is what we've done on that part, and we're gonna go and do and apply this part as well. So the information I have on the side is 32 here. As you can see, that one is 32, and I do have a side of it is 30, so I get it from the side view in here. So it's a 32 by 30, and then we will have a curve in here, and also I need to extrude it by 57 basically from that view. So it's quite a straightforward like what we've done in here. So what I need to do, I need to go to the sketch and click on that face as a reference plane. I'm gonna do a Control and 8 as a normal to view, and what I will do, I'll create a line from here, and when I create that, make sure that actually is tangent. If in case it's not tangent, so now I will be able to come back and apply it later. And what I will also be able to do, I'm gonna go and make another line, make sure it is vertical, this one is horizontal, vertical, and also I will then apply the smart dimensioning. So this one was 32, and that one is 30, because it's exactly in the middle and we have that midpoint. It's absolutely fine. If in case you don't have it, you can go there to the relation, and what you can do, you can make a relation between these two and make them as the tangent to make sure that it's exactly in the middle and what you're looking for. And what I just need to do, I need to make a line from here and make it actually, it will cross there, and make sure it is horizontal. If in case it's not horizontal, go to the relation and add a relation between these two, either vertical or make that one horizontal. So I've got it automatically, so I don't need to do anything. What I need to do, I just need to close that basically curve, and in order to do that, I'm gonna go and make an arc in between these two. So what I will do, I will go to 3-point arc, and I'm gonna say that's the first point, that's the second point, and I'm gonna get an arc exactly on top of the arc I already have, and that's it. So I'm gonna click on exit a sketch, and let me zoom out a little bit, and you can see that this is the sketch that I've done, and I want to convert that to the sketch to the 3D model. So what I need to do, I need to go to the extrude and put that one into the reverse direction, extrude it with the value of 57. Make sure the result is we merge, click on enter, and also we got that part of the model as well. So this is it, what we've done so far. So in order to make the hole in the middle of the model that I have there, I can use the hole wizard. And if I go to the hole wizard, you can see I have the different type of it, whether it's the counter bore, the counter sink one as a normal hole. Whereas if I click on the normal hole, you can see I'm limited with the type, which is the dowel, drill, screw, and tap drills. But technically I'm looking for a simple hole, and if I use any of these, and once I'm gonna take my model to the computer-aided manufacturing, I wouldn't be able to use the feature-based recognitions or the AI part of the software to be able to use the or recommend the appropriate method of manufacturing. So in order to make sure that it's a simple hole, is a really easy thing that I need to do. I can go and search for a simple hole, as you can see what I've done here, and search for that. Even if in case you want to look at it, is basically it's an insert features, and it's a simple hole that we are looking for. And once you click there, it's really straightforward. You have to specify the plane that you want to operate. It's this plane, and let me do a Control and 8. And what I need to do, I need to specify the diameter of that, which is 20 in this case, and also the length of it, which is 96. Something is really important, the point of it as well. Right now, I think the point is here. I need to move out and bring it exactly to basically the center or the coordination system that I have, because if you remember, the coordination system was exactly in the middle. And now I'm gonna click on OK, and you can see that's a simple hole, and this is exactly what I was looking for. And this is the correct way of applying the simple hole. But there's nothing wrong with it, because even with the hole wizard, you can modify a few things to come up with a simple hole, but this one is really a straight forward in this case. So let's continue by the model. And as you can see here, it holds on this side. This is what I'm gonna do, and what you can see here is the information that I have from there is basically the distance from this one to the side is 15, and what we know from here to the side is 20 as well. There is a distance between 30 with each other as well, and these are the one that I'm gonna create here. So what I can do, I can go and pick up that plane. This is where I want to operate, and I will go and click on a sketch, make sure it's a normal to view, and that's what I want to operate. And sorry, what I can easily do, because I was thinking I wanted to make a base. So let me actually go and bring it back to the view. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the simple hole again, and I'm gonna pick up here, And now what I'm going to do in here, I need to specify the location of this one as well. So let me go and first put the diameter of that. So let me double check the diameter of it in here. So the diameter that I'm looking for, it says 12, so it's a diameter of 12. But something which is important in here is basically that the direction of it, right, then it would be blind. I want to be limited to there. So what I will do, I will go and pick up to the surface, for instance, and you can highlight that area. So what it does, the extrude gonna go until there, and it will finish, and you can click OK. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to that sketch that I just created and edit it, because I want to modify the points that I have and give the location to it. So the location of that, what we knew, was basically from here to here was 15. And if you remember, from here, from the center to the side was 20. And of course, I can continue by just creating one more, because it's quite straightforward and easy. But because I'm going to teach a new or show you the new feature, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave it as it is, and now I'm gonna go to the features and talk about the patterns. We have the different type of pattern, the same as what we've done within 2D. We also have it in 3D, and this time I'm gonna use the linear, because the linear pattern I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna click on linear pattern, pick up the feature I'm trying to basically apply that one. You can see it's the features that I'm looking for. It's a feature, basically that's the feature I'm looking for, or you can go there and pick up that whole. So that's the feature I'm looking to copy. The direction of it, so the direction is let's say this edge, and you can see I needed the total of 2 with the distance of 30 from each other. I'm gonna click on OK. It was quite a straightforward. I could easily make that hole in one go, but because I wanted to use the pattern, I decided to do it like that. And you can see here the holes would finish just on that face, and that's why I use it up to the surface, and I specify the inner part of that circle here. So let's continue and use basically and create the 2 holes on the side as well. So let's have a look what information we have for the holes on the side. We know it's 15 by 15, the location of it, and there's the distance between each other is basically the 22 is the distance between them. And what I also know is the diameter of it is 10 basically. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the simple hole again. But this time, right now, I use a pattern. I'm gonna make them in one go. So I'm gonna specify here, and what we know was the diameter 10. But this time it's not a blind. I will make sure I use the up to surface, and I will use the inner part, that face, this one. So it just goes there, and what I will do, I'm gonna have this one, which seems to be okay, and that's it. So I'm gonna click on OK. So that's within the holes, you have to have either create the points before in order to multiply it within 2 holes in one go, or you can again use the line pattern. So basically what I can do, I can go with that sketch, and you can see I will be able to modify that sketch, will come with another point and let the hole use, or of course I can go and use the linear pattern, which basically that's the direction I want to use. The pattern for this feature, opposite direction, and total of 2, the distance of if I remember was 22. Let me double check again. Yes, the distance of the 22 in between. So I'm gonna click on OK, and you can see this is what we created in here as well. So something I've forgot to applying, which is important. Basically, I need to go and give the location of this one. So what I need to do, I need to go to here. I still haven't applied position of that. So what I need to do, I need to go to the smart dimensioning, and what we know from here to side was 15. Let me make sure, because I don't think I pick up the correct, yeah, I didn't pick up the correct smart dimension. So from this point to this side exactly now is correct. This one is 15, and also the vertical distance is 15 as well. Okay, so now automatically the rest would be updated as well, and you can see that's the hole we just created in there as well. And so let me go back to the model. Let's see what we are going to do in here. So now we're going to make the holes on the side. You can see the type of them. That sign shows these are counterbore with diameter of the 20, and also the C-bore depth of the 2, and you can see them, they are actually the true all in here, and they are exactly in the middle of the fillets that we have basically, because it shows that the radius in here is shows the location of them, so it shows exactly the center of the fillets that we have. They are basically the points for the holes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the software again, and let me put it into the 3D view, and what I'm gonna do this time, I'm gonna use the hole wizard and make sure that we need to pick up the counterbore, and let me know, reset everything. And what I'm gonna do, I need to specify which ones that I'm going to go for, and you can see that I have to specify first the standards that I'm looking for is ISO. This case I'm gonna go with the hex bolt. Oh, let's see which one I should go for in this time. So basically the model in here does not show that what it is, just as it's a normal C-bore. So again, you need to decide whether it's a hex bolt, hex screws, and as I said, these are will only make difference once you're gonna go and use basically the computer aided manufacturing. But in this case, I'm gonna go with this one, and then I can go and use the custom sizing to be able to customize it. So because it's a 20 millimeter, so I can go in here and then modify this one. So what I know was basically the C-bore diameter was 20, and C-bore the depth of that one. So you can see here is a counterbore depth. The counterbore depth that I had was 2, and let me double check again to make sure. Yeah, it is 2. And also in here as well, we will have the counterbore diameter and the actual hole. So let me double check the actual hole what we had in here, and what we know basically that one that we have there is 20 and 2. And let me double check the sides of it as well. You can see that's true all. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go, and what I have to do, I have to specify the actual diameter in here. Sorry, this one is basically the counterbore diameter. This one is 20. I have to specify this diameter in there, and the diameter that I need to specify in this case, let me double check, is you can see for 10 diameter. So it's a 10 diameter. That's the whole diameter of the hole. The counterbore is 20 and also 2. So what I need to do is basically M10 that you need to modify in here. So that's a 10. This one was 20, and C-bore depth is 2. That is correct, because I was confused about these, but now once I look at this, it's a 4 with a diameter of 10, counterbore 20, counterbore depth is 2. So now it's basically M10. I'll customize it anyway to make sure it's exactly correct. And what I need to do, I need to apply the positioning of it. So I'm gonna go to the position. I'm gonna pick up that plane. Make sure you do Control 8. And now what I can do, I can go and see whether I would be able to give or get the exact point of it. Otherwise, what I can do, I can apply a dimensioning to make sure it's exactly where I'm looking for. I'm just saying, do you see that? Once I go there, I get exactly the center of that one. As a hint, I'm gonna do the same things on the side as well. I'm gonna go there. So what I will do, once I go to that fillet I have, I will get the center of that fillet, so I don't need to give dimensions. And I'm gonna do it in one go, so then I wouldn't be able to need to use the pattern. So once I'm happy with everything, I'm gonna click on OK, and you can see I use the C-bore there, and I applied 4 of them all together, and technically that's it. We finished the model in there, and you can see that we have the counterbores, the simple holes that we have in there, the cut that actually what we made, and we generated our model. So make sure actually you pause and then do it at your own time, and then what we're going to do, we're going to go with the second tutorial. So in the tutorial 2, what we're going to do, we're going to make that hollow pipe basically. And in order to do that, I'm going to use the swap feature, so along the guide, and to make it, I need to have a profile, which basically gonna be a circle that I'm going to use, and then also basically I'm gonna make that kind of guide for it. So let's have a look to see what information I do have regarding the guide. So I know the radius is 36 in here, and this is basically what I need to make first. So let's start the model. Let me create a new file. So it's a part, and I'm gonna go to the sketch, and let's pick up the front plane. And what I will then do, I make a normal circle and make sure I apply the dimension tweak. I can either put this one as a 72 or I can put it as a 36. And then go and change that one to the radius. Make sure it's the radius 36, and I'm gonna click on OK. So once I make that, I need to create a line, something like these, and I'm gonna do and make the other one in here as well, because I'm gonna then use this one as a reference to be able to get rid of the rest. So I'm gonna go and click on trim entities. I'm gonna pick up this one. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of these as well, and I'm gonna click on the exit a sketch. So once I've done that, I'm gonna go to features. Let me have a look, and you can see this is what I made. I need to have a plane to be able to create that profile for the base. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the reference geometry. I'm gonna pick up a plane, and I'm gonna pick up that one as the first reference. The second reference gonna be the exact point that I have in here, and you can see now the plane become normal to that. I'm gonna click OK, and that's the plane I just created. So what I'm trying to do, I'm gonna go and create a new sketch within this plane that I just made, and I'm gonna do a Control and 8 to become a normal to that plane that I just made, and I want to make a circle there. So the circle there, let me see what size should I use for this one. I make the bigger version of that as well, so hopefully it would be easier. So what I know in terms of the size for this hole that I have there basically is the information that it's available. It says the diameter is 21. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna apply 21 diameter here. Exit the sketch, and you can see I created profile on that path. And what I can do now, I can go to the feature, click on the sweep bus, and pick up the sketch 2 that I just made as the profile, and also this one as a path, and you can see I created a pipe. And now I'm gonna apply the thickness to that. You can either use the shell, or I can use a thin feature right now, because that would be easier to use. And what I know there is basically through the views that I have on the side, is here that it just says that one is a thickness 5, so it's on total, so each side become 2.5. And what I can do there, I can click on a thin feature and I can put it as a 2.5 for the one directions and click on OK, and you can see then I will have the hollow pipe. This is what I created in here. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna then move on and make the base that I have. The information that I know regarding the base is basically is a 36 by 36, and also I have the fillets on the side. You can either apply the fillets right now or you can apply later. It completely depends on you. You can apply the fillet on the 3D level or 2D level. Let's do it within the 2D level. So I know that's the 4 with a radius of 2. So let's make it 36 by 36 first. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the sketch, click on a sketch, pick up that plane as a reference or the plane that I just made, and do a Control and 8. And let me make sure that it's the correct plane. Yes, it is. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and make a rectangle, but this time using the center, because I'm gonna use the center of this one and make it as the 36 by 36. And also, in order to make sure that it comes to the middle, let me see, I will be able to bring it to the exact center of that one. Otherwise, what I will be able to do, I will be able to, yeah, it comes exactly in the middle. So otherwise I could use the relation, but now it's exactly in the middle. So I brought it to the middle, and let me bring this one here, bring that one there, and let's apply the fillets right now, as I mentioned, so you can apply the fillets later as well. There's nothing wrong with it. And we had the fillet of 2 in here basically. So that one has that one, those 2, this one and this one is 2, that one and that one is 2 as well. I'm gonna click on OK. So let me double check everything is fine. So we had the fillets as well that I already applied, and what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna extrude it by 5. So I'm gonna exit the sketch, and you can see this is what I created. And now I'm gonna go to the feature, click on the extrude. It's a 5mm, and make sure I merge it as well, and click on OK. And this is what I've done on that part. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to do the same things onto the other part as well. So I'm gonna click on a sketch again, make sure I pick up that plane, do a Control and A to make sure it become the normal too. Make a center rectangle, so I'm gonna go and find the center of these, do it like that, and then I apply the 36 by 36. Also what I can do, I can fix the center to prevent the move, but to be honest, because I can easily move it around and bring it to the center, to be honest, I don't mind. Okay, that's exactly in the middle. And let me apply the fillets again. 2, 2. Okay, and I'm gonna click on OK. Exit the sketch, make sure I extrude it, and extrude of 5, merge the results, and it's okay. So what I've done, I created the 2 bases. But if you notice now, I no longer see those the holes in the middle. So in order to see that, it says that there is a simple 16mm diameter that I need to create. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and search for simple hole, pick up that planes, and it's the 16 mil with the depth of it. I can go until next, or even if I go with the 5 mil, it doesn't matter, it will anyway meet it. So let me go and put it up to the surface. I'm gonna say it up to here, because then eventually you will get that point there. So I will click there, And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and edit that sketch to make sure the points that I have is exactly in the center of this one. And you can have a look that basically is not in the center, so I have to bring it here, I have to bring it there as well. And now if I go, that's the center of it now. So click OK. If in case you want to make sure it's exactly in the center, you can go there. You can see the distance between this one and that one is, that distance is 18, and this distance between this one and that one is as well 18. Let me double check again, and you can see that one is 18 as well. So it's exactly in the center, and that's it. So I'm happy with everything. So let me come out of the sketch, and you can see now I just created that cut as well. And let's do the same things on there as well. And here I'm gonna do and create a simple hole, and click in here as a 16, and for the instead of blind, I'm gonna go with the up to surface, and I'm gonna say up to there. Click OK. Let me double check with the location of that sketch. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a Control and 8 to make sure it's exactly in the center. Let me pick up the circle that I have the center of it, and it's this one. So I'm gonna go and then bring it here, and also bring it there as well, and go exactly in the middle of that one up to the time it just catch the middle of it. And I'm gonna click on exit as sketch, and you can see I just created a hole exactly in the middle and same as what I have in there. So let me go and put it in this view. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go and create the 4 holes that I have on the side. So what I know is basically I have 4 with a diameter of 3, and also these are the counter bore with a diameter of the 6, and also the depth of 1. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go here. Let's start with this one first. I'm gonna go to the hole wizard and make sure it's a counter bore. And again, as I mentioned, so it completely depends on what type of it it's basically you need to look for. And let's say here it says the diameter is 3, so I'm gonna go with the category of the M3 because it doesn't have it, so M5 is fine, and then I will be able to modify it in here anyway. So the outer is basically 3, and the C-bore diameter of 6, and then the C-bore depth of 1. There's no tip angle because it didn't give me any angle, so I'm gonna leave it as 180 degree. And also it's the true all basically. Let me have a look. Yeah, it's a true all because it goes through the end, and I just need to position that one. So I'm gonna go and pick up that plane, and let me zoom in a little bit. So hopefully I can find the center of these, because it's if the center, that's really straightforward, unless it's not the center. Let me double check. The distance on the side, it says 5, so I'm gonna leave it there. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on escape and go to the smart dimensioning. I'm gonna say the distance between this one I want to be 5, and the distance between if it catch the point, 5 as well. So it wasn't in the center of the fillet basically. I have to manually reposition that one, and it's 5. So, and what I can do, I can go and create one more point here as well. So I'm gonna leave it there. Or what you can do, as I said, you can easily use the linear pattern as well. So let's use the linear pattern. I think that's not bad to actually do it, but of course you can do it in one go. So let me go and click OK, and you can see that this is what I made. So let me double check whether it's correct. It's from there's something, if notice that I technically put it on the wrong side because it's a C-board. It should come from here. So what I'm gonna do in here, that's where I operate, that's basically it's wrong. So what I need to do, I need to apply the C-board, but I'm gonna apply it in there. So I'm gonna go and double check 361, everything seems so fine. The only thing in the position is basically from here. I'm gonna do a Control 8 and I'm gonna make it there and apply the position of it for 5, and distance between these two also 5. Now it's correct. And now if you click on OK, you can see now it's correct. So it's a counterboard on that side, and then it's the normal and without any tip on the other side. So what I can now do, I can go and click on the features. I can go to the linear pattern, and I can say, okay, that C-board that I want to have, I want to be copied at these directions on the opposite, with the distance of basically, because it's a 5 in the center, and that one it also is 5, and the distance between those two is 36, so basically become a 26 distance between each other. So I'm gonna put it as a 26, and you can see now it's go there and it's exactly 5. And I'm gonna do it in the direction 2 as well. So the direction 2 is this one, and I'm gonna do it again with a total of 2, and I will have it as the 26, but again the opposite directions. I'm gonna click on OK, and you can see I created 4 holes in there, and I will then repeat what I've done there on the other side. So what I need to do, I need to go to the hole wizard again. It's the same type that I just created. Go with the positioning. This time it's that surface. I'm gonna do a Control 8. Hopefully you can see it better. Let me zoom in. I'm gonna leave it there. Go to the smart dimensioning, and I will say from here to here is 5, and also from here to the side is 5 as well. So exit, OK, you can see I just created 1 in here. And what I will then do, I'm gonna go and use the linear pattern, pick that one up. So I'm gonna go the first direction, gonna be like that, opposite direction 26, direction 2 gonna be this one, reverse direction, and gonna click OK, and that's it. So I generated the model using the different 3D features, and you can see them in here. Any of these, if in case you're gonna get rid of it, you would be able to actually unhide them. For instance, for here you would be able to get rid of the planes, or what you can do, you can go there and basically hide these if in case you don't want to see the planes basically. So that's it. Make sure you save it in your local drive. I'm gonna call it the tutorial 2. Click on save and let the software to save that. Great. Let's go with the third tutorial. So in the tutorial 3, I'm gonna reproduce this model, and in order to do that, I'm gonna start with that base, and hopefully if I go to the next slide to show it much more better, I'm gonna start with that part, because if I want to make that one, then apply the revolve, I will get the full model like that. So the information I know, that side is 25, and this length is basically because I know the full diameter is 70, is half of it is 35, and I know there is the fillet on the side for the radius of 10 that I'm gonna make. So let me go and create a new file in here. And what I'm going to do, I'm gonna go and create a new sketch. Let's say make it to the front plane, and I'm gonna make a corner rectangle. So the dimensions, that side is supposed to be 25. This one is 35. And then I do have a fillet on the side between this one and that one for the radius of 10. I'm gonna click on OK. Everything is fine, so I'm gonna exit the sketch, go to the features, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on the revolve, and I have to specify the axis of the revolution. That's a full 360, and I'm gonna click on OK. And you can see this is the base I got. But it's not hollow, and I couldn't use the thin feature because then I wouldn't be able to get what I was looking for. So in order to get that 2.5, I can use the shell feature. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and click on shell, click on here, and then specify that it's a 2.5 millimeter thickness, and you can see I applied the shell as well in here. And what I'm going to do, so let me have a look. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make these three sides, and what I have the information there, it's the outer one is a radius 7.5, let's say diameter 15, the inner one is 7.5, and they are on that outer circle with a diameter of 85. So let me go and bring back the back of this model, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the sketch, pick up the sketch that I have. I'm gonna go with the back of this one. I'm gonna do a control on 8. So it was the 85, the outer circle, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on here, make an outer circle, and make sure it's 85 millimeter and the diameter. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go and make a circle, make sure it's exactly in the center, and also it reach to that point and here, and I'm gonna give the diameter of it, so it's basically 15, or what you can do, if in case you prefer to see it radius, the same as what we have here, is a 7.5. So let me zoom in on that specific area to see it better. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go and then create one more circle, but this time is actually the diameter is 7.5, so I'm gonna leave it as a 7.5 in here. That circle that I make is basically a reference, it's not an active line. So what I need to do, I need to right click and then convert it to the reference. And what I'm trying to do now, I'm gonna make the two lines, it's from there to there, exactly like that. I'm gonna do it from there to there as well. That's it, that's absolutely fine. I'm gonna add a relation, so let's say this one with this one I want to make sure it's tangent. Also this one and this one I want to make sure, let me get rid of the arc, make sure these two, they are tangent as well. Sorry, not the tangent, they are vertical. And let me get rid of this one, and let me make sure that this one, the line that I created, is vertical. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So this one and that one, I'm gonna make sure is tangent. And also I need to make sure this line that I created is vertical. That's absolutely fine. I can see my model is exactly in the center of it. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna close this area. So I will go to the arc using the 3 point, make the first point from here to the second point, and once I'm gonna do that, make sure I meet that circle, the circle there. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to have any kind of closed curve once I'm gonna extrude. So that's fine, and now I can go to the trim. I'm gonna get rid of this one, and you can see once I close that one, then I should have the full model in here. So because now it's not closed, so let me do a Control Z. It's really important once you then apply this one at the end, make sure you definitely reach there, otherwise you won't be able to get a curve. So that one, because you can see that there should be a distance from here to there, so I'm gonna do that one, gonna pick up there. Okay, so now hopefully it's okay, and now I'm gonna do a trim. And let's have a look to see what I've just done. Click on exit sketch, And what I need to do, I need to go to the feature, and I'm gonna click on there, and let me go and put it into the opposite direction. Make sure you're gonna merge the result and click OK. So once you can see there now, because I ended up with a closed curve, I would be able to extrude it. So that's okay. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna repeat it 3 times, but instead of repeating it on, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the pattern, but this time rather than linear, I'm gonna go with a circular pattern. And it already picked that one up, the feature I want to copy, which is this one. And the direction of it is basically that hint that I have, or even any of the edges, that absolutely fine. That gives me the rotations. And let me do it at you need to have an axis or something that basically give you a direction in here. And I'm gonna go and click in here. I can either pick this one, let's say, so to basically give an idea what direction I'm gonna go for. And so I want a total of 3, and it was with the distance of, basically, because it's a 3 of them that I have, and I want to make sure that they have the 120 degrees distance. Great. So let me go back into the boss extrude, because I forgot to actually double check the amount of the extrude. The extrude is not 10. Let me see how much is basically the extrude that I have. From here, it's what it says. It says the extrude should be basically 5. So that was something I didn't consider that. So if I update one, the rest should be automatically updated. Let's have a look. You can see the rest of it would be automatically updated because all these patterns are related with each other. So we created that one, and that's it. And we're gonna continue with the top part of the model. So what we have in here, I'm gonna go and make these cuttings. So what I know is that the one that I need to make is the full length of it is 40 by, basically, let me have a look to see what I have there. Is it 3.5? And the distance between the center to the center is 6. And what I'm gonna do, and also the distance of that one is basically a 6-bit is a pitch, and also is this distance is 18. And what I also know, let's have a look. That's it. So it also is a center, so you can make this one to there as a 20, or you can go and use the center rectangle. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the sketch, click on a sketch, and pick that plane as a reference. I'm gonna do a Control 8, and I'm gonna go and make a center rectangle. Make a center rectangle in here. So the information I know, that was basically this one was 40. Let me double check whether it was 40 or 20 was 40, yes. So this distance is 40. This side is basically 3.5. And so that's in the center. And what I need to then define is basically this from the center of these. Let me get the midpoint from the center, from here to the center is basically 18. Also, I do have an arc in here that this arc basically gonna have a radius of the 3.5. And you can see there, as long as they become tangent, you don't have a problem with it, because then you can decide whether you're gonna go with it or you can make a tangent. I prefer to go with a tangent, to be honest, because otherwise you will become over-defined. I'm gonna do the same thing here and make sure it become tangent. You can see now it's tangent. Now I can use a trim let me get close to it. I'm gonna trim this one, and I'm gonna do the same things there. Great. So you can see, because I removed that 18 that I defined is no longer valid. What I have to do, I have to then control the center of it, the center of these one, with this one as 18. I'm gonna keep it there to make sure it doesn't move. So, and then I'm gonna exit the sketch, and let me have a look. It's absolutely fine. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and then use the cuts from here. So I'm gonna go with the cuts. I'm gonna pick that one up, and it's the true all. I'm gonna click OK. And now what I will do, I'll go to the linear pattern and have to specify the direction for it. I can use any of these planes. Let's say I'm gonna go with basically the right plane, and then I'm gonna have a total of 7 with a pitch distance of 6. And make sure it's opposite directions. That's absolutely right. I click OK, and you can see I then use the linear feature to continue with this one. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna then apply this top. So what I can do, I can make a diameter, which basically is a diameter of the 25, and then extrude it, and that is extrude is a 7.5 of beer one, because we already have the 2.5 thickness, become extrude of the 5 in here. So I'm gonna go to the sketch, click on a sketch. I'm gonna pick up that plane, do a Control and 8, make sure I'm exactly in the center, and then I'm gonna give the dimension for that, which was a diameter of 25, and click exit a sketch, and I'm gonna go to the feature, click on the extrude a 5, make sure it merge. This one is really important, merge. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna then make a fillet, because we do have a fillet on there, and it's a fillet, it says it's 2. So I'm gonna go there and apply the fillet on the edge. Let me go with the edge, pick that one up, and it's a fillet of the 2.5, and click OK. So I apply the fillet there, and I need to create a hole on the top. So it seems to be a simple hole, and what I know is a diameter 15, and it's exactly in the center. So what I need to do, I need to go and look for simple hole, click there. What we knew, the diameter was 15. Sorry, the diameter was 15, and it's the true all, so I don't need basically the depth. I can make it as a true all, and I'm gonna click OK. Make sure the location of it is in the center, because you can see it is not in the center. I'm gonna go there, do a Control and 8. I'm gonna move that circle, the center of it, to the center of basically the model that I have. Let me get rid of that. I'm gonna bring that one and bring it to the exact center, and now if I click OK, it should be fine, and you can see now it goes exactly in the center, and that's it. So we've done this part as well, and we've also made it like what I was looking for. Let me have a look about something in here, about the 5mm things we've done, and that should be okay, because you can see there, and these ones, the model that I made, let me double check again in here. Yeah, that seems to be okay. Yeah, you have them, because I was thinking that if that's the case, I supposed to then extrude it from that plane, but no, as far as I know, it seems to be okay based on what the model is showing there. You can see that it has the teeth in there. Let me go on what I can do in order to make sure it is correct. I can go and get this view, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a cross section on that, click OK, and you can see this is basically what I was looking for, because what I can also do, I can extrude this one and then extrude it from that section, if in case this is what it's looking for. And yes, the extrude that I've done seems to be from that area, and in order to overcome it, what I can easily do, of course I supposed to make it a sketch and extrude on that side. In order to overcome that, because I don't want to go back, I can go to the extrude that I had, I can go there and extrude it, and now I'll give the direction 2. Direction 2 is basically 2.5. Click OK. Now it's correct. So what basically has happened, I supposed to make it a sketch and extrude it by 7.5 from there. What I've done, I made a sketch on the top and extrude it on that side. So that's, I think that was good, because now you can learn that how you would be able to go back and update your model as well, and now it's correct. So let me make sure I save it as a tutorial 3. And that's the beauty of it. Make sure once you update it, if in case it's not updated, click on the rebuild or Control B to see that it's updated, and that's it. So we already done that. We finished this part, and also you have all the step-by-step guide in here. Thank you so much for your time, and please pause and then go through these tutorials by yourself and practice at your time, because practice is really important, especially with these 3D features, because then you will see how you can use these features that I've talked about. Thank you so much for your time, and see you into the drop-in sessions. Take care, and bye-bye.